Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. I hope everybody's doing good, man. Hope y'all could hear me. Y'all see me itching a little bit because these mosquitoes, man. These mosquitoes are serious, man. They literally bit me through my t-shirt. If y'all could see it. Y'all see it, man? On my way to the crib, they bit me right through my t-shirt, man. I don't know if y'all could see it. These mosquitoes are serious, man. Yeah, I'm getting ready to cook. I'm about to cut up some vegetables, though. What's going on in the world, man? Interesting stuff as always. I try not to be too triggered by certain things that I see, but I kind of like, I don't know, I think it's just like I think it's the ancestors in me that kind of react to it. I don't know. I'll be trying to do my best, but I don't know. When I speak, sometimes it's not me. Sometimes it's the ancestors speaking too. Because you are your ancestors, right? The different blood cells you have, all those, that's generations of your ancestors flowing through your body. All right? Some of y'all got good ancestors, some of y'all got bad ancestors. All right? And I guess you got to find a balance. All right? In the new movie Sinners, you heard the brothers talk about it. It was like, our dad wasn't a good person. He wasn't a good man. Right? And sometimes you got to find that balance, so that you don't venture down the same road as your ancestors, or the ancestors that you know took a different route. Right? You're trying to find that balance. It's kind of like being a parent yourself now. You know that you didn't like certain things that your parents did, so you then try to raise your children differently as opposed to how your parents raised you, right? Instead of becoming like your parents, right? You see the commercials. As some people get older, they're turning into their parents. You guys seen the commercial, right? Seen the commercial? Where it's kind of funny, like you become your parents. I'm not gonna be mean or disrespectful. I appreciate my my parents, but I don't want to be anything like my parents. All right, no disrespect. And shout out to Mom Dukes. All right, Mom Dukes. I talked to Mom Dukes for the first time in a couple of weeks. Man, it's hot in this kitchen, man. I gotta buy me a fan for in here, man. It's hot, man. Yeah, shout out to Mom Dukes. But kind of like how you're seeing in the movie Dune. You're seeing it in Dune when Paul he drank from the water of life, and he was unconscious. Unconscious. I don't know. I'm having struggles with that word. He wasn't awake. And it took for his, the love of his life, his girlfriend, to revive him. When he came to, what he said to his mother, he was like, I've seen our ancestors. I've seen where we come from. The people that we were fighting against, we come from them. And he said to his mother, did you know that your father was the Harkonnen guy? And she said, no, I didn't know I didn't know. She said, I didn't know until I drank from the I think it's called the water of life, or the drink of life, or something like that. And this was only in the movie, it was only meant for women to drink. right? But you know, in Dune, Paul was, what's the word? I can't even say it. I can't remember it. But he was supposed to be the one that merges the worlds, right? The spiritual and the physical worlds. All right. But he's seen certain things, and he was like, I see our family. I see where we come from. Some of the people that we have as family weren't good people. They're not good people. All right. And Paul is trying to find that balance. And then, coincidentally, the emperor, I guess, of the galaxy, of that known galaxy, was an old, bitter, old guy. Jealous, envious, old, didn't know how to grow old gracefully. And when he insulted Paul, he said, I killed your father because your father was a weak man. This old guy, old and frail. If Paul would have probably slapped him, he would have probably died. You see what I'm saying? This is the problem. You have some old people that are so angry and bitter about being old that even in their later years, going into death, they're unhappy. Some of them are gonna die angry and bitter people. Now, we talk about ascensions, right? Do you really believe some of these old, bitter people are going to ascend? Like in the movie Dune, Paul Walker's character, do you see him ascending to like a higher spiritual plane based on how he was living his life and how he is now in that physical moment? An old, bitter, angry old man. And he caused the death of Paul's family. He eradicated that whole house. He tried to kill that whole family off. Caused the death of a lot of innocent people. Because of anger and bitterness and just being a nasty person, carrying a nasty spirit. My mother told me to I spoke to my mother. She said I know you like to travel. And my mother's giving me advice, which is kind of crazy. She's like, I know you like to travel. She's like, oh yeah, my mother is watching my vlogs now. After all my years of vlogging, my mother is watching my vlogs now. So I gotta be more nicer. She's like, be nice. She's like, be nice. She told me, she said, who's this Tarnush guy? She said, don't worry about him. Just call the name of Jesus. Don't worry about this Tarnush guy. My mother's an old Christian Jamaican lady. All right. She's like, don't worry about this Tarnush guy. I don't know about him. Don't worry about him. He's nobody. I'm thinking to myself, Tarnush is the same guy that told me that he was Jesus. He told me this personally in his red Impala with his outdated tags that were 2 years expired. I don't know how he didn't never get pulled over. This was crazy. This was when I was in Florida. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. But she's like, don't worry about this Tarnush guy. And she said, do you want to go to Jamaica? I said, no, I don't want to go to Jamaica. Because anytime, like, for instance, when my mom has gotten involved in my travel plans, they didn't turn out so well. No disrespect. Mother, I love you, but the people that you set me up with doesn't turn out to be all that up and up. All right? No disrespect. I don't want to venture down. I don't want you to set up any more trips for me. All right? I'll set up the trips for myself. Because I'm trying to avoid the demonic, hellish stuff. No disrespect. But some of the people that I've crossed paths with, based on your advice, they weren't good people. No disrespect. I'm trying to avoid the foolishness. She's like, you don't want to go to Jamaica again? I said, no, I don't want to go to Jamaica. Based on what's going on politically, I don't feel safe and I don't want to go. She said, don't say anything bad about Jamaica. She said, where do you want to go? I said, I want to go to Africa. She said, Africa's so far. She said, I want to come with you, but it's so far. My mother's like so afraid. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's a Christian woman, but she's afraid. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's like, it's so far in Africa. I said, I'm gonna go to Africa. I like Africa. Africa is nice. I'm gonna go to Africa. So I had a dream. Based on my dream, it is I'm going to determine where in Africa I'm gonna go. So in my dream, I was on the continent. It had to be the continent because based on the wildlife that I seen in the scenario of my dream, those animals are only on the continent. Like I seen giraffes and rhinos in my dream, and in the dream I don't know why, but somebody was showing me how to levitate. Like I was learning how to fly in the dream. I was like levitating, and I levitate from one side, like it was kind of like we were in like I don't want to say a valley. We were kind of like in like it was like hilltops. So it was like I was levitating and I was going from one hill to the next hill. It was cool, man. And somebody was actually teaching me how to control my flight or my flying abilities. It was dope. But this is where it bugged out in the dream. I don't know if I would do this in real life. So the people that we were with, it's like we were like walking back. I think we were walking back to a housing area or to a village or something, right? And then out of nowhere, a rhino seen us and a rhino charged at us, right? And I don't know why I decided to become like Superman of the group, and I ran in front of the rhino and I grabbed the rhino by the horn and I calmed the rhino down. Like I literally stopped the rhino. Now, in real life, this was in a dream. In real life, you guys have seen a rhino. A rhino is like a mini tank. Right? But I grabbed the rhino and I literally stopped the rhino and I calmed the rhino down. So I definitely want to go to a scenery where there's going to be like a safari. So that's definitely going to be my destination. I'm not going to say exactly where yet because I still want to keep it like hush, I should say. But I definitely want to see like some safari type setting stuff when I do travel. I'm a little bit disappointed to hear about some of the things going on in Africa, if they are true, in regards to people attacking certain regions of Africa. And these are like extremists. And these people are, some of them are supposed to be of the Islamic faith. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't seem good. It doesn't sound good at all. If it's true, it doesn't reside positively with my spirit. It's not good, man. To hear that Islamic extremists are fighting against the men, women, and children and causing innocent lives to be lost. And these people say they believe in one God, they believe in Allah. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm just being real. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't resonate with my spirit at all to hear these things. Why are these extremists, why are these people attacking and causing the death of the melanated black Africans in Africa? They've been through enough. They've been through hell. Why would you come there and cause them more problems? But I understand the game. They are militia groups. These people are financed by everything. We know everything in this world costs money. So weapons are not cheap. Ammunition is not cheap. All right. Intelligence about things that are going on militarily is not cheap. All right. So we know that these people are being financed by somebody, by certain groups, or probably by nations, by particular parties, by corporations, money lenders, people with money. All right. They're financing these militias. Right, because they're not financing themselves. It doesn't seem good, man, that you guys are fighting against the progression or the process of the upliftment of Africa. In my words and how I see it, no matter what the powers that be try to do, it is not going to stop what's happening and what's coming and the positive changes that's coming to Africa. Like, why don't y'all want to see Africa rise? Africa has been the step stool to a lot of places for a long time. We've been deceived. It has been the Africans that even allowed slavery to happen. Because of the fighting amongst tribes, they allowed one tribe to be taken. Melanated people, I'm going to be real with us. We are nice. We are the nicest, most forgiving people on the planet. That's why we've been used and abused. We are the nicest people on the planet. It's the truth. We forgive everybody. Forgive me, ladies. I realize some of the things that I've said have possibly triggered some of the ladies. When I've been out and about, some ladies have gestured certain things to me toward my direction, or just to me in general. I'm not an angry and bitter person. The ancestors, I hope that they're proud of me. I hope I'm making you proud. The old me would get on here and rant and talk crazy and be mean and nasty, but I'm not going to do that. All right. The old me would have been like, I would like to point some of you ladies to a gym. The old me would tell you, some of you ladies need to push yourself away from the table after one serving of a meal. All right. The old me would tell you to look in the mirror before you point fingers at anybody else. What you see physically is happening spiritually. I'm not a bitter and angry person no more, so I don't have to do that. Right? You feel the way you feel. If the things that I've said trigger you or upset you, then I guess it was for you. All right? There are some ladies that are happily married. There are some ladies that are content and at peace with themselves. But the bitter and angry ones, those are the ones that are upset. Those are the ones that are triggered. And I'm going to be honest, this is just my opinion. Based on how the world is, most women have a hive mind. They all think the same. When some people see different races of women, in reality, I'm going to tell you what I think. I see one woman, she's just in different complexions. For real. She's just in different complexions. Same woman, different complexions. Same attitude, same everything. Culturally, of course, you have your differences, but to me, it's the same, just different complexions. I hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's doing great, man. I didn't want to talk too long. Definitely asking for the ancestors' help in the things that's going on in Africa, if it's generally true. I hope that the Islamic extremists or the Islamic faith is not disrespecting the progression of what's going on in Africa. And I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful. I don't want to upset the Islamic family or the Islamic group. But I think you guys need to condemn what is going on in regards to these people causing the death and destruction of innocent lives in Africa. All right? I still don't understand. Are we still in some type of jihadist mode? Are we still trying to spread the religion of Islam through violent means? Is this what Islam represents? I'm not trying to be disrespectful or be mean. I'm just curious. It doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. And it doesn't resonate good with my spirit. But I will ask for help from the ancestors. I will ask for help the universal creator. I will ask for help for the ancestors, and will ask for help from the guardian angels and the archangels, that they may come down and smite thee. If you guys are taking part in any disrespectful or destructive manners in regards to what is going on in Africa. I hope that you guys are dealt with thoroughly. And anybody that is helping these militia groups or financing these militia groups, I hope that you meet, I hope that you face true life, universal, cosmic karma. It sounds very dark and demonic. I'm very, very disappointed. I don't want to see Africa no longer be the footstool to anybody anymore. I want to see Africa rise. The world wants to see Africa rise. Consciously and subconsciously they do. But it's a small group, you're 1%, right? That doesn't want to see Africa's rise because of hatred, bitterness, angry, and greed. To the people in Africa, I'm going to tell you this. Take care of each other. Take greed out of your heart. For you to ascend, for us to truly rise as a nation, take the aspect of being greedy out of your heart, out of your mind, out of your spirit. Right? Greed does not come from us. The aspect of being greedy and everything is mine. That's not us. Keep in mind, in the early aspects of our history, we had so much gold, we were just wearing it just to wear it. And other parties came from different parts of the world and see, there's like, look at it, they wearing gold just to wear gold. They were going crazy when they seen all the gold that we were wearing. When they took the gold that we had, they put it in buildings. They put it on the floors. They took the gold and they built. Go to the Vatican. Lord have his mercies. Hey, all that gold that's from the motherland, it will vibrate. Make it so. Everybody be blessed. Take care of yourself. All right? If you have stolen gold from Africa, it will vibrate. Be safe. Africa, take greed out of your heart. All right?